Hi, in this video we are going to talk about while loop. While loop is also used for repeating instruction. It is slightly more flexible than the for loop. So while loop allows you to use a test condition to determine whether to repeat or not. Let's look at an example on how we can use a while loop. We ask the user to enter 5 pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to sum up all the 5 values and display the total. We first create a variable total and we are going to sum up all the values into total and we set it to 0. Then we create a variable I that counts how many times the user has entered. Set it to 0 initially. How we use a while loop? Firstly, we use the keyword while, W-H-I-L-E. Then we put a test condition beside and end with a colon. So this I less than 5 is a test condition. This test condition is used to determine whether we shall repeat or not. If the test condition is true, it will repeat the commands inside the body. If it is false, it will exit the loop and go to the next command. How do you know which are the commands inside the body of the loop? You see there is an indentation here, a space. So these two statements has an indentation. These two statements are considered the commands in the body of the loop. So if the condition is true, it will repeat these two statements and go back and checks the test condition. Let's look at this example. Initially we have total equals to 0, I is equals to 0. While I is less than 5, because I is 0, 0 is less than 5, this condition is true. Then it will come down and execute this statement which asks user to enter pay, which is here. And the user enter 50. 50 gets converted, stores into total. Plus equals means you add into total. So now total becomes 50. We increment the I value by 1, so I plus equals to 1. I now becomes 1. So when we enter the first value, I is 1. And we check, is I less than 5? Yes. Then we go on to ask the user to enter the second time. So after the user enter 5 values, I will go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after the 5 times, I becomes 5. When I is 5, you check. Is I less than 5? 5 is no longer less than 5. And the condition is false. If the condition is false, it will come out of the loop and print out the total. That's why you see you have earned 350 this week. A while loop can be written like that. To work like a counter control loop, we use an I value to count and we compare against 5. We use a counter to control how many times it repeats. But usually for such cases, we use a for loop to do it. Then when do we use a while loop? So while loop is usually used when the number of repetition is determined during runtime, usually by the user. Let's look at a very simple example. This is just to illustrate the mechanics of the while loop. Do you want to continue? We ask the user to enter, do you want to continue? The user enter either yes or no. And we use the test condition to check whether the user wants to continue. If the user enter yes, you can do a lot of things inside the body of the loop. Finally, you ask the user again, do you want to continue? So one example here, you ask the user, do they want to continue? Here, the first statement, and let's say the user enter yes. Yes is true, you go through a lot of things, and at the end, you update by asking the user, do you want to continue? If the user enter yes, you will check and go in and repeat until the user says no. So in this example, the loop runs through 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. In another example, if you run, if the user enter no for the very first time and you check, is this equals to yes? It is not equals to yes. So the loop exits, not even running through the body once. You cannot know how many times it repeats. You will only know when the program is running and is determined by the user actions. Let's look at a very simple example. So we have a total set to 0 Repeat is set to yes so that at least it goes through the loop for the very first time. We use the while loop while test condition repeat equals to yes and ask the user to enter the price of the item. After entering the price, we add on to the total. We ask the user, is there any more items to add on? And if the user says yes, we will ask the user to enter the price until the user says no. So when you run the program, enter price of the item to buy. User enter 150. 150 is added to total. Then you ask user, any more items? The user says yes. Then you go and check, is the repeat is yes, so user say yes. You come down, ask them again, enter the price of item to buy. User enter 250, added to the total, so now it's $4. You come down and ask user, any more items to buy? User say yes. Repeat and check. Okay, so since user say yes, you ask them for the third time, enter price of item to buy, and user enter 3. 3 is added to the total, now total is 7. You ask user any more item to buy, user says no. Then you go on and check, is it yes? And in this case, the test condition returns false because user did not say yes. Then you exit the loop and you print out the total. That's where you see total price equals to 7.0. So this shows you a very simple example when we use a while loop, and it's not controlled by any counter, it's depending on the user's decision. I hope this example helps you understand how a while loop works. If it helps you, please help to like the video. Thank you.